Hello, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and welcome to episode 15 of Journeys in Fandom.
We're back again to talk about Doctor Who!
Yay! We're on the Doctor Who wagon train thing.
Yeah.
Festive train.
Yes.
I'm just kind of, post-Christmas, my energy levels are flatlining at the moment.
Yeah. Okay, so what day of the week is it? Who am I? Where am I?
What bin needs to go out? Well, I hope everyone had a good Christmas. It was one of those things. It kind of went nothing eventful other than what we're going to talk about, I think.
This is true. They always go by too quickly. It's all the build up, and then suddenly it's done, and you feel disappointed afterwards.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's all right.
Yeah, I was going to say there's probably a comedic euphemism there, but we won't go down that path. This is a family show.
Darling. Yeah.
Right then. So we've not, apart from one sharing of theory, we've not conferred at all about our thoughts about this episode. I have no idea whether the fists are going to be raised to the clouds or not.
Yeah.
So we shall see. Shall we jump right in then? Church on Ruby Road.
It was an episode of Doctor Who.
This might be the first time that we differ, because I thought it was rather good.
Really?
In fact, I liked it a lot. And I didn't think I was going to like it. Yeah. There you go. There's a shocker for you.
I watched it live on Christmas Day with my partner and their family. And we all got the end of it and went, all right, that was an episode, I guess. Is this the curse of being a critic?
I don't know, because I went into it. I didn't watch it live. I watched it later because I was like, and I kind of went into it thinking not really on a high, and probably I was actually now literally thinking back, because my expectations were so low, unlike when it was the specials, I was really pleasantly surprised. Actually, it was rather good, and I enjoyed it. And I've watched it twice, and I enjoyed it the second time as well. So I was, I was shocked by myself.
Well, I thought he was great.
Oh no, he's brilliant. Yeah,
he's fab. She was great.
Yeah, she's great as well.
I think the problem I had was everything that was going to be like a twist. I went, saw that, I guess. Even like the bit at the end with the old bird.
Oh, I'll come to that in a minute. Yeah, but I didn't see that coming at all. Maybe I'm just maybe all my senses have been dulled over the course of this year. But no, I didn't see that bit coming at all, and I was like, oh, that's interesting.
But to me, it felt so obvious.
No, I didn't see it. I didn't see how.
This
is great. For once, we have not agreed, and it's completely different. No, I didn't see. I thought, to be fair, if you turn your brain off, the story had loads of things, but I don't know why. But I just chose not to turn my brain off. If that makes sense, it was a very slim story. There wasn't any meat to it, but it felt like the classic introductory episode, but done really well. It was done to introduce him, her, and her situation. I
think that's my problem with it.
Ah, right.
I wanted a Christmas special. I got an introductory episode.
I see what you mean. It was kind of an introductory episode that wasn't Christmas, wasn't it? Yeah, fair enough. I can see that. And it wasn't much Christmas, really.
Yeah. I wanted a Christmas special, and it wasn't a Christmas special. And I think that's my problem with it.
I can see the point. Yeah. Whereas I was kind of like, I was wanting the introductory episode, and I got it. So, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, because, it wasn't, there was only the thing that she was born on Christmas Eve that made it Christmassy, wasn't it? There was no flying, what was it, Christmas trees or Santa Claus with guns, was it? There was nothing like that. But then, if we kind of look back, and again, this is where my brain limits me. How many Christmas episodes have? There's been quite a few actually. The Matt Smith ones were all Christmassy, weren't they? Maybe I'm.
Yeah. Well, one was literally called A Christmas Carol, wasn't it?
Yeah. The Capaldi's ones weren't as much.
No.
Tennant's. What about the Titanic one? Was that Christmassy? No, was it? It was set at Christmas because that's where Wilf was like his little stall at Christmas, wasn't there?
Yes. And I think it was blockbustery, so you couldn't do it as an in-series episode.
Fair point. Yeah. Yeah, obviously that was the big one. That was the biggest rated one, wasn't it? As we found out.
Yeah, you either lean into Christmas or you lean into blockbuster.
Yeah, fair point.
And they didn't do that either for this. It was an introductory episode, which is fine, but I think that was the problem. Thinking back, I was expecting Titanic and got a first episode of a series and went, yeah, cool, that was great, but it just wasn't.
Wasn't Christmas. Yeah, I can see that criticism. It's kind of, you just got, it's like we said, it's an episode at Christmas rather than a Christmas episode.
Yeah.
No,
it's nice. You'd be the positive one for a change.
Yeah. No, normally I'm grumpy, but I turned my brain was turned off, and the only thing that my brain, it's weird. I don't know what it is. Maybe I say drunk too much. I've not had anything to drink at Christmas. Something's changed. Am I real? Have I been replaced? I don't know. Am I a robot? Maybe I'm AI. Maybe that's it. Anyway, my existential crisis is kind of happening live. The only thing that I couldn't turn my brain off for was how slow, and we'll get to this person, is the hooded figure walked away from the church when he was there to save Ruby. She was walking very slowly, and she was still there when he'd fought everything and come back to the TARDIS. And I thought that was a bit like, no, because that's the same thing. But apart from that, I just kind of was oblivious to everything. I was like, it's quite good. I even like Davina McCall, and I don't like Davina McCall, so I have no idea.
I like the Christmas tree fall on Davina McCall.
Yeah. But
I thought,
even she didn't annoy me.
Have they just killed her live on TV? Fantastic. And they went, oh, no, they haven't. Damn it.
Even she didn't annoy me, and I just can't work out why. It was... I'll tell you the things I liked about it. So let's park Christmas for a second. I like the fact that the family that she's with seem natural, because I was thinking about this today. You had Rose's family, which was okay. The first one. Martha's family was really forced and then just were written out of it. Donna's family, you had Wilf, doesn't really count because he's amazing. But again, you had like her mum, which again was a bit forced. Clara, I don't think had a family. I can't remember because there's so many versions of her, I get confused.
I have to leave Clara from my brain, to be honest.
She had some kind of family, I'm sure, but I can't remember. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Bill didn't have a family. And then we had all the ins and outs of the really forced, awful families that you had with Whittaker. Ruby's family felt really natural, and I will look forward to seeing them again, which is unusual for me because I don't really like the hangers-on. It just doesn't work for me. But that felt really good. So I was like, I like these characters.
The Gran with a cup of tea.
Yes.
And his cup of tea has never materialised. I went, yes, I'm here for you. I'm here for this. Just give me a series of you demanding tea.
Just get all the way through. This is a running joke.
Yeah.
So that really got me. I thought also I liked the way they did the very subtle timey-wimey thing where time changed and they all become grey and just bitter and sad. And I thought that was done really well. So I enjoyed that family dynamic, and I can see. I hope we have more Earth episodes. I always hate Earth episodes, but now I'm like, oh, I want to see that again. That's really cool. So that was, again, weird. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I like Ruby as a character as well. I think she, obviously ignoring the mystery, and we'll get to that because I think there's some mysteries we need to talk about. She felt quite grounded, and I don't want to go too far to that conversation now, but I hope she doesn't become super important like Clara. She felt grounded enough and not too know-it-all, which is always good.
Yeah, but she's going to go full Rose on us. We know it's going to happen. It's RCT.
Yeah.
She's going to go full Rose.
He won't be able to resist it, will he? No, it was good. And as we said, Shooty was spot on. I genuinely didn't know how I was gonna react, because you don't get much in that previous episode with Tennant. There was enough, but there wasn't much. But he was genuinely really good. The energy coming off him, every scene was like bang, bang, bang. But he was ultimately the most clever man in the room. But he was also really just bouncing off the walls, and I just thought, I like him. I like him a lot.
Yeah. I thought him on the Goblin ship, learning to speak rope on the fly. I thought,
his eyes were just dotting about, weren't they?
Yeah, this is old school Doctor. Look at me, I'm wearing a vegetable kind of thing.
Yeah,
it's that kind of older kind of. Yep. I don't like a screwdriver.
It's not really a screwdriver, is it? It's kind of a
remote
control. Yeah. So it is what it is. They always change it, don't they? I suppose it's going to bug me from a purely purist point of view that he's going to keep changing his costume every week. But I know they've already talked about in some of the interviews with him that that's what they wanted to do, because he's quite a style person in real life, which is fine. But each Doctor should have their own costume, and it can't keep changing, except for the odd one or two things when they go back in time.
But that's the thing. He's actually doing it. In fact, he hasn't got a costume. It's going to be his costume is he has no costume.
I suppose it'll make the cosplayers' lives hell, because they'll have so many versions to have to collect all the items for. So I suppose that'd be quite funny. But no, I like his style. That bit at the start where he's obviously observing from a distance, and I'm a big fan of kilts, so I don't care. The style is just like, it's really nice. I like his hat. Need more hats in Doctor Who. We don't see enough hats. Tom Baker used to wear hats.
I've had a hat for a while, yeah.
No, Tom Baker.
And Davison. Yeah.
Davison. And Spencer McCoy.
Yeah.
We haven't had a good hat, but we shall see whether we get any more hats.
I can see it being a Clippers episode. We need more hats in Doctor Who.
We need more hats. Give me more hats.
Yeah, episode title, we need more hats in Doctor Who.
There we go. There's a cryptic one to lure people in. There's nothing.
What day of the week is it again? There's been too much turkey consumed. This is great.
Oh yes, I really liked him. I genuinely didn't think I was going to like him as much as I did, but by the end of it, I was like, he's good. He's really good. So I'm interested to see where they go with him. Yes.
Mavity.
Oh yeah, it's the running joke, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, again,
three times now.
They've sort of said, "Oh, is this like a thing? Is it going to be like a real meaningful thing?" They've changed history, and I went, "Yeah, so it's just a bit. They're just doing a bit, and it was getting repeated." But actually, there's the other part of me that's going, "But actually, is it just a bit, or is it actually something that's
I think
tweaked?"
The one good thing,
no, it's just a bit.
It's one good thing that they have sown the seed is it's like we talked about, didn't we? A couple of episodes ago, I've lost track, about the bad wolf element. They've dropped a load of stuff, and it has got people looking back over the episodes, going, "Hang on, what about this? What about that? What about this?" So Mavity is just going to be a running joke, isn't it? It's nothing more than that, I don't think. Yeah. But it is, it's a bit lame, but it is quite funny that they've actually sort of gone in with that and actually latched onto it.
What did you think of the goblins?
I liked them. Again, I watched the Doctor Who Unleashed. That's how committed I was to this. And it's all prosthetics. Everything. Even the Goblin King was something they made. 5 guys were driving that. And it's like, yes, this is what we want. We don't... Okay, they CGI'd the ones in the background, didn't they? But they were all real people, including the lady who played Poe in Teletubbies, which I thought was quite amusing.
Love it. I wish there'd been more goblins. I want to see more goblins. I thought the little song and dance on the ship was fun, but I wanted more goblins. Yeah,
they didn't do much, did they, really? And I suppose, there wasn't much. They did the little bits around the edges, but it was just on the ship, and that was it, wasn't it? There wasn't anything else that they did. So I suppose they could have done more with them, more interaction, maybe more conversational stuff. That might have been quite cool.
Yeah, it was a weird one because obviously they were a threat, but they were kind of interdimensional, and you go, well, actually, are they the problem here? They're just a problem. Yeah, are they just bad luck goblins? And you think,
Yeah,
cool, I like it.
yeah. The concept of how they've
But yeah,
it wasn't. I suppose it wasn't beefed out, was it, about the potential of what they are, and that thing about they could be the things that cause accidents in the real world, and it's like that's quite interesting. Oh, we don't know more. And we kind of skirted over it a little bit and moved on.
yeah, yeah. But I liked him. I thought the musical number was fun.
Yeah,
The Doctor can sing.
yeah. Oh, that angered a lot of people online. There was a lot of rage for Doctor singing. Oh, they were good. I thought again, it didn't faze me, but I did think at that point, yep, there's going to be some people who don't like him singing, but
it was Christmas. It was a bit of fun.
It is what it is. Yeah, they could both sing, and it was quite cool. I quite like the way they got out of that. I like these sonic gloves. Sonic gloves were quite cool. Whatever they were called.
The
anti-gravity gloves things.
The Mavic gloves.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, sorry. I'm not leading into it. I thought it was a clever concept.
I thought him just floating using one hand was kind of cool. And admittedly, pulling the goblin ship down with both gloves was interesting. Admittedly, my physics brain was going, no, error. You're not physically, no, just no. But it was good. Yeah.
Yeah, but again, turn your brain off, turn the filter off and on slightly, and you could just go, yeah, fair enough. I'll let him have that one.
Yeah, I quite like the gloves. They were cool. And it does beg the question, are we going to see little, non-sonic screwdriver gadgets like the weighty gloves?
Yeah,
that'd be quite cool.
Yeah,
because let's face it, the man's got gear. Here, let's see some of the toys.
Yeah, kind of like the John Pertwee kind of stuff. A little bit more leaning into all the gadgets and the tricks and the tools and stuff.
And the whole sci-fi-ness and fantasy-ness of it.
Yeah. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see. It was good the fact the Sonic didn't work in the ship. So it's like, oh yeah, okay, first outing and it didn't work properly.
Well, the issue I had, I'm going, it's a wooden ship, mate. Don't work on wood.
At least they admitted it straight away.
Yeah, you go, I'm looking for a squirrel. Go, get a grip. Doesn't work on wood. You know this. Behave.
Oh Lord, how different was this episode compared to the last three? It felt like a totally different show, which is bizarre, considering the only thing they've really changed are the two lead characters, the actors. It felt like a completely different show. I don't know if it was just me, but the Tennant Donna thing felt.
In what way did you think it felt different?
It felt like there was a completely different energy to it. I don't know. Well, maybe it's because I didn't get on with the previous three episodes that I enjoyed it more because it felt different as a thing.
Tennant has a very specific energy.
Yes.
And also so rather than it being the whole widest face, the bigger mystery, this was very much focused in on her family and meeting him. So I think that laser focus on just those core characters, and then the little side note with the goblins and even things like the one-to-one interview with her and Davina McCall at the beginning. You go, actually, that's quite.
It's a good way of introducing her as a character.
Yeah, and it was good character developmental work. So, I think because you know that Donna, and we know 10, 14, or whatever you want to call him, whereas her was a completely unknown entity. So that way of going, here's an interview, here's her home life, here's just her being her, and then the Doctor's going, wait a minute, that's weird, and just honing in on that. I thought it was quite nice.
Yeah, I think that was it. It did feel, I don't know, like some of the camera shots and stuff felt different. Maybe that was just me. I don't know. It just felt different. Speaking of which, I like the way they did her introduction to the TARDIS. Because normally it's the walking, it's bigger on the inside. But the way they did that aerial shot when she just walked around it, I was like, that's never been done before. And it's a really nice way of just, without saying it, just showing it. Show, not tell, as we talked about. And that was just really nice. That's all you needed to say. And then she just walked in. And that was the end of it.
On the plus side, it wasn't Clara. It's smaller on the outside. Shut up, woman. You bad.
Yeah.
Bad. I hate her so much.
Never mind. Let's just hope Ruby doesn't turn into a Clara. That's all we can hope for. Or a Rose, Series 1. Or a Donna. Or Martha. Oh, God. Martha was the only one who didn't go bigger, although she did save the world. But it was only one episode.
Yeah.
Let's wade into the mysteries, because there was a few things splattered. There's the obvious one first, is who is Ruby?
Ruby is Ruby.
Is that too obvious? Also, I've watched it twice, so I was looking. And
she's her own mum.
Even in Doctor Who Unleashed, they had a quick shot of whoever it was under the hood. She looks too tall to be her. I don't know. She doesn't look... The proportions don't look right if it's going to be the same actress playing her older self. So 2 theories I've seen online are Jenny and 13, because people say, oh, it's the same boots, and they've gone and screen grabbed the boots in the snow and said, look, it's 13's boots that she always used to wear. No, because that would be far too complicated. Far too complicated.
Yeah. Even Jenny would be a mind mess.
Yeah, because that would make her his granddaughter, which wouldn't be too bad, but I think for both mysteries, I just don't want it to be anything we know about. I want it to be something different. Because in some ways, if you latch on to something we've seen in the past, you've kind of, I don't know, what we talked about before, this new era has jettisoned quite a lot of the baggage from what's come before. So if they take one of the big mysteries of this series and hook it onto something that's happened in the past, is that what they're trying to do? I'd prefer them to create something new, make her something different, make her something important, but something that isn't the Rani, which I think everybody said Mrs. Flood is, but she could be the Rani as well. So yeah, I want it to be something completely new, right? Something different. Say again.
She's David Tennant, because everyone's David Tennant.
Oh God, yeah, it could be. Yeah, it could be 14. 14's under the hood. There you go. 14's her mum.
Yeah.
Oh God, we'll come to that in a minute. Yeah. So Mrs. Flood again. I watched this twice. So I watched it with my son today, and I've watched it before. So the second time, I was watching her reactions to the TARDIS when she's interacting. So the first time you see her, she's arguing with a neighbour about the police box being on the path. Seems natural. Second time you see her in the TARDIS, it dematerialises in front of her, and she kind of drops the shopping, which again is a natural reaction that a human would probably have to seeing something like that happen. But if she's knows what a TARDIS is, which we assume she does, then that could have been an equally natural reaction to go, oh, shit, that's a TARDIS. And then the last bits is when she's interacting with him, where the doctor comes out and she asks him who he is. And he said, oh, I'm nobody. So she doesn't necessarily know who he is. And then the last thing is when she interacts with Ruby, where she wishes her good luck and kind of gestures for her to go inside. So on that assumption, I don't think she's a Time Lord, because if we're following the rules of canon that Russell T Davies set down, the Time Lords should be able to recognise each other when obviously...
Apart from they don't.
Yeah, but he set that down, and if he's going to break his own rules, well, actually we've seen him break rules like no tomorrow, so maybe that's not a good one. So I think she's someone who knows about TARDIS but doesn't necessarily know who he is, or didn't know who he is until she worked it out. I don't know. What do you think?
The obvious one is she's Ruby, because of course she is.
That would fit.
And she's Ruby's mum. There you go.
They're all Ruby. That would fit better than being her mum. But again, I don't know. Maybe she that would fit. That would fit better than Ruby being her own mother. I could go with that.
I think the problem is they're going to give you enough to get people's minds going, and then you're going to go to weird and wonderful places, and then it's going to be something really obvious. Like
Yeah,
she's just Ruby or she's Ruby's mum.
Yeah, he said in an interview that it's a slow burn, but you do find out more about her in this series. So it's nice that they've dropped those things. Again, everyone's gone Rani, Jenny, Ruby's mum, something to do with Amy Pond, because Pond and Flood are words that are related to each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, it's tenuous.
But I think that's the thing. It's
people are trying to create links.
Yeah.
I prefer it to be something completely different that is just not related to anybody we know, anyone we've seen before. I think when we had the Doctor's mother, timeless child woman, no, just do something different. That's what I want. Something that's interesting, that keeps you hooked.
Oh, talking of the timeless child.
Yes.
I'm an orphan. I discovered recently. Oh, you hurt me. Why did you hurt me?
I'm going to confess something. I was in such a good mood with this episode that I kind of let that go, and then afterwards went, why did I let that go? I wasn't annoyed about that, and I should have been annoyed about it, and I wasn't. That was kind of the mood I was in. But no, we're not getting rid of it, are we?
I had the opposite, because my partner's brother hadn't watched any of the Timeless Child stuff, or hadn't had the line about bi-generation and going down the timeline.
Yeah.
So Christmas afternoon, I went, right, boys.
Right, education time.
Get the look of, oh God, why? Oh God, please save me.
Whiteboard.
No.
No, they obviously doubled down on it, trebled down on it.
Yeah.
And they've actually made it a fundamental part of this series, haven't they? Because she's a foundling and he's a foundling.
Yeah.
Coincidences.
Yes.
So, the only saving grace for the timeless child thing still being here, and I use this loosely, is it's Russell T Davies writing it, not Chris Chibnall. So he might do it justice rather than just hack it together and hope it sticks, which is kind of what they've done. There's still all this thing about the toy maker Jigsaw of the Doctor's life, what's real, what's not, thing that might still come back. So
they can retcon all in the series.
Like, they could do, just get to all a dream. So I don't know.
I don't know if I'd be happier or sadder if at the end they go, actually, guys, all this stuff we just set up was all nonsense.
Yeah.
It was all a dream the entire time.
I don't know. I'm just going to just try and ignore it. If I ignore it, it'll go away until we get to episode 8. And
there's only 8 episodes, aren't there?
It's only 8 episodes. I was going to say that. It's not 10. It's not 12. Because I was looking when I was setting up this evening. Yeah, we went from 12 episodes down to 10, and then it's gone down to 8. So it's only 2 months. So that's interesting. And it's 8 for the next series as well. May. Didn't say when.
In May.
So I'm guessing May bank holiday. First May bank holiday. That's my kind of finger in the air.
So that leads us nicely into ratings and watchability.
Ooh, yes.
Is having it in May good or bad?
I don't know. Well, the ratings for so stepping back, final ratings for the giggle were 6.85 million, which was down from 7.14. That's the 7-day plus 4. And this Christmas episode on the day, 4.73, which is higher than the previous one, but not. What did we say our threshold was? 8 or 7? 7, I think it was, wasn't it? Well, it's never going to hit 10. Never, ever, ever in a hope of going to hit 10. But it's not good, is it? But I don't know. It's weird.
But wasn't it like the third most watched thing on Christmas Day as well?
Yeah, it was still high. Actually, let's have a look at other programmes, Christmas TV. Because it's like you said before, it's all gone weird with the advent of streaming.
Yeah. People don't watch TV anymore. This is a problem with looking at TV.
So you can't compare Titanic episode to this because it just doesn't work. Even with the +7 stuff, because people watch it on YouTube, people pirate it. People are going to watch it on Disney Plus if not in the UK. It's all weird. Yeah, third top one, BBC. King's Speech, 5.9 million. Strictly, 5.3. Now, Strictly used to be loads higher than that anyway. Yeah. And Doctor Who, 4.7. So it's, where was EastEnders? That's EastEnders, 3.6. Now, EastEnders used to be really high back in the day as well. So I think...
like I said, Corrie didn't even make the top 10.
Yeah. So I don't think it's as bad as it's made out to be, if that makes sense. Let's go back 10 years.
Yeah, if you're using a strict number policy, then yes, it's god-awful. But
here we go.
We know that numbers can be manipulated.
Yeah. Just for 10 years ago, 2003, Christmas, I think this is BBC
2013.
Yeah. Oh, no, yeah. We're not... 10 years ago is not 2003.
We know the 80s were 20 years ago. This is fine. We're okay.
Well, actually, that one was quite interesting anyway. We'll come back to that in a minute. 2013. Oh, good Lord. Mrs. Brown Boys, good God. 9.4 million. Doctor Who.
Is that crap still on TV?
Yeah. It was on this year. What's big? What's it going to be on? Time of the Doctor. So that's the one around the... Well, it's 50th, isn't it? It was after the 50th, wasn't it?
Time of the Doctor. That was Smithy's regeneration, wasn't it?
Yeah. 8.3 million. Coronation Street, 7.9. EastEnders, 7.8. You go back another 10 years to 2003. Only Fools and Horses, 15.5 million. EastEnders, 14 million. So it's 20 years ago, completely different.
And like you said, we talked about this in detail with the rise of streaming. People do not watch TV anymore.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It's actually really interesting to look at it.
Using EastEnders as a ballpark, so it went 14, 7.
2013, it was 7.8. So yeah,
so 14, 7, and then 3.5. It's
like dropping 50% each time, near enough. Yeah, it's actually really interesting to read all that.
4.7 million compared to Dead Enders. That's not too bad because, again, go back in time 10 years and suddenly you're talking 7-8 million for that.
Yeah, it's bizarre. And if you go back and start looking at some of 2005 first Doctor Who special, 9.8 million, but also in that top 5 is Shrek, which is a film. There's no films in the top 10 anymore because everyone just watches them on streaming. So, but in 2005, in the top top 10, there's one Shrek, Toy Story 2, The News, 6.2 million. So again, it's just bizarre how things have changed.
News?
Yeah, 6.2 million for the BBC News 6:45 bulletin, which you think about it is prime time. It's bizarre. Yeah. So actually, although we kind of latched on to ratings last time, that is still low, and I'd be a bit but I don't think it means as much on Christmas Day as it used to. I think we've just proved that in our very skeleton experiment there.
Yeah. But I think if you use the EastEnders matrix.
There we go. That's a trademark. EastEnders matrix.
Yeah. We've had Mars bar economics. We're now going to have the EastEnders viewing matrix.
Yeah, it's dropping right off. So, and also because this is funded by Disney, they've paid for 2 series in advance anyway, so it's not going to get canned on the basis of that. And I suppose, even Disney Disney does fudge its figures because they're losing money hand over fist across the subscriptions, but I don't think we're going to get anything meaningful out of the viewing figures from Disney, so we'll have to wait and see. But it seems like they've thrown a lot of money at it. I don't think it's going to go anywhere anytime soon.
Well, again, we've touched on this before. Is it the cash cow it used to be?
No.
Is there the merchandising? Is there the supplementary stuff?
Not yet.
I think the fact that Doctor Who Confidential or Unleashed, whatever it's called, is back. That's a positive to me.
Oh yeah, the guy who presents it's really annoying, but apart from that, it's like it was.
He's a BBC presenter.
Oh, it's just really annoying, like proper grates on you. But yeah, that's back. It's kind of like he's trying. If there's more merchandise out by the time we hit May, that's a good sign. Because I actually Googled, I thought, oh no. I Googled to see whether the new sonic screwdriver was out yet. It's not. But then I thought, why would it be? Because they haven't got to the start of the series yet, where they're really going to start the promotional stuff, you'd think. So I wouldn't, action figures, toys, whatever, is going to start coming out over the course of 2024, isn't it?
But no, so overall, I thought it was fine. And I think, like I said, I wanted Titanic and Christmas and big and wonderful. And it was a nice intro episode. But to me, that's not Christmas special.
It wasn't festering enough for you.
No, it wasn't. And I think because I watched it with people, they all felt the same as well.
Oh, interesting.
It might have been my negativity just infecting the room, which, who knows?
Yeah, because people I know watched it, and when we talked about it, they said, oh, we thought you wouldn't like it. I was like, no, I liked it quite a lot.
Yeah.
So maybe I've changed. Maybe that's it. Who knows? But I genuinely am looking forward to the next series. Well, this series, that series. Again,
I think
we had a wobble with the specials.
Yeah.
We got a bit weird. And we're kind of back on track. And it seems to be like, okay, this looks quite good.
I think we will know by the middle of the series. Because those first opening episodes are either going to get us hooked or we're going to be shouting at clouds again.
Yeah, I was looking at this episode, so obviously none have been released, but the first one, because there's a trailer on the back of Doctor and Lily, she's in space. Fair enough.
Yeah.
The next one is the Beatles one, which has got Jinx Monsoon in it. And then there's at least one where they've got a period piece where a lot of people say, oh, it's Captain Jack Harkness. No, they're not going to replace Barrowman. Really, they're not going to do that. Let's be fair. But some kind of space dude in, I don't know, what's it? I can't say, Elizabethan times. And then the other ones, I don't know. I don't know anything about it, but I want to do some reading to find out what other episodes we are promised.
Yeah. Oh, we're getting any two-parters?
I don't know. We got 8 episodes. Let's assume that there's a 2-part finale. That drops it down to 6. We know one's in space. That's 5. The Beatles one, that's 4. That's a single episode. I know that. So that leaves 4 left. So you could probably have another 2-parter in the middle, potentially.
Like 3 and 4 or 4 and 5 is a 2-parter. But then you go 6 and you go 7, 8, wouldn't you? So, 3, 4 is the only option, really, I think, for a 2-part.
And 3 is the Beatles episode, which I think is a single one. So maybe we're not going to get any 2 episodes in the middle, but we'll get 2 at the end.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea. So, yeah, quite looking forward to finding out what happens.
Perhaps we could have a series where they're all 2-parters.
Or just one big story.
No!
Oh, no, we didn't. No, we did that. It was awful. Yeah, it didn't work.
It's awful.
No, I don't know. It'd be interesting. I know that Disney, I again read something today, Disney have got to say, because apparently some rumour from a proper TV journalist, not somebody on Twitter, said that the shots they did where Ruby and her friends were getting in the taxi and the Doctor was watching her were added in on Disney's request after they did a episode screening and wanted to have more of the Doctor at the start of the episode. So some of those extra bits were added in with him, which is interesting. So Disney have got a bit of a say. They're not just putting up the money. They are actually doing some test screening, which is interesting.
Oh, to be a fly on that wall, eh?
Yeah, it must. It's really interesting, that whole BBC Bad Wolf Disney relationship that's there now. Who's actually in charge? Who's pulling the strings? Because I think Russell's got a lot more creative freedom than he had before. And the BBC are obviously probably relieved they don't have to do a lot of the heavy lifting with the money. But then they've got all their weird quotas they have to fill.
Yep.
but then Disney have also got their quotas that they want to fill. I don't know, but
I reckon that's real fun in those meetings.
yeah, it must be interesting. There's definitely a lot of money because the first Doctor Who Unleashed I really watched all the way through, and you see the studio and stuff now in Cardiff. And it's like, wow, that's massive. I didn't realise how big it was.
The TARDIS set is enormous.
Well, yeah, that's huge, isn't it?
Smith's
the concept
TARDIS was big. Yeah.
Yeah, that, and obviously.
Did you go on Smith's one?
No, they were building it. They were building it when I was there, darling. When I was on the real TARDIS, I haven't seen his one in the flesh.
When I did the TARDIS tour, darling, and it did that one, and that set was enormous.
It did look
properly big.
But this one's just on another level, isn't it? It's just crazy.
Yeah, this is huge, like multi-stories and all sorts.
I didn't really twig where it's located, and I was like, oh, it's there. Oh, wow, this is massive.
Mm-hmm.
So that alone suggests this isn't going anywhere anytime soon, no matter what ratings they get.
Yeah,
which is
like we said, if it gets Disney Plus subscribers and it sells merch, that's all it needs to do.
Yeah, that's it. It's and just those ratings. Just look at those ratings tonight. It's like really interesting to go. It's not just Doctor Who who's losing ratings. It's everything.
Yeah.
Bizarre.
Yeah. People don't watch telly anymore.
No. Not in the same way at all.
Yeah. So our takeaway for tonight then. We need more hats.
Doctor Who needs more hats.
Yeah. Ruby's David Tennant or her mum or Rani or Jenny or Clara or River Song or Ruby's going to be something that's not a bog standard boring human, and we're going to hate it.
Oh no, not this time.
And she's her own. Yeah,
we're not going to hate her. I'm determined to come out of a series without
not hating the companion.
Despising because despise is a bad word, but it's probably right. So I didn't like Rose. Martha was the only one that I actually liked, and she only stayed for one series. Donna, she was all right, but then Clara, Amy Pond was all right. She wasn't bad.
She wasn't.
Oh no, but she got wound into all that doppelganger thing, and it all got really confused. And she was the mother of
Amy Pond was the worst. Yeah.
Wow, there you go. There's a statement, fans. Then we had Clara, who was great.
It was also the worst.
And then Bill was all right, but she was only one series. Bill was all right.
I didn't see any Bill.
No, she was good.
By then.
The relationship between her and 12 was great. And it was just a shame because she just got sidetracked, and also Missy was in it, and it all got thing. And then obviously you had 13 and a gang of her fam. Oh, I hate that phrase. It's not because of Doctor Who. I just hate it. Anyway. I just hate people saying it. It's like, especially when people my age say it, and it's like, you're too old. Stop saying it. You're not 16.
I use it to annoy people.
Oh, it's a horrible word. Fam.
Yeah.
Yes. So I
have to prove that I am down with the kids, so therefore I must say fam occasionally.
Hello, young people. Yeah. No, I just want to come out of this series, whatever she is, whatever she turns out to be. I just want to like her because she's good, and it's like, don't ruin her, Russell. Yeah. Don't make her.
She's gonna tick all the tropes. She's gonna start out regular.
No.
She's gonna fall in love with him. Then she's gonna become like an ancient god and save the universe, and then be David Tennant.
I don't think we can beat that, really, can we?
If I get all four of those, I'll be really happy.
That'd be quite good. There you go. There's the Ruby Sunday bingo.
Yeah.
It's just going to be under that hood. It's just going to be bad CGI David Tennant head, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah, she's not going to be David Tennant. She's going to CGI David Tennant.
Yeah, just really bad CGI David Tennant.
Yeah.
Walking very slowly away.
Slowly. Yeah, it doesn't take that long to walk away from a church.
Oh, we all shall wait and see. I think we've done. Yeah, I don't think we can go any further than that.
No, without treading on old ground. So,
Yes.
so yeah, next time on Old Men Shout at Clouds.
We were going to do our recap of 2023, weren't we?
We were, yes.
What
the
silly
highs,
things?
the lows, the whys, and the oh gods.
Yeah, I think that'd be quite good. No plan. We'll just wade in and come out with some random stuff that's happened over the last 12 months.
Yeah, we'll probably get very lost in the reads because we normally do.
Yep, there'll be a lot of politics and stuff we can't talk about.
Yep.
We might get grumpy, or we might be evenly balanced. It's like yin and yang today. We have been. This podcast has been just balanced.
Yeah, we are pure balance, just zen.
Yes, there you go. There's an end on this zen moment. Oh.
Yeah. Oh.
I shall say goodbye.
Toodaloo.